Hi there, this is Grively again, today with a notebook review. And today I want to talk about two notebooks that I got from a company that is called Mishmash. The URL or the webshop of the company is mishmash.pt. It's a company that is based in Portugal. And what they sort of specialize in is minimalist design notebooks. So they do these not so much functional, but it's more design. It's more design based, very minimalist, very elegant notebooks. And the two notebooks that I have here have the format 170 times 240 millimeters. And I have a white one here. You see the Mishmash logo embossed here. That one is called Naked. And then I have, and I'll cover them in detail in a bit. And that one also with the Mishmash logo embossed here is called Holy Golden, because it has a sort of golden border here on the side of the notebook. That Holy Golden here is costing €18 and it is available in Burgundy red only with that golden bordering here. And the white one here, the Naked, is also available in a smaller size. It's also available in 110 times 155 millimeters, and it's also available in gray and black. So those two notebooks, as said again, have the format 17 times 24 centimeters, and they both have 128 pages. Yeah, 128 pages. The Bordeaux one, the Holy Golden, costs €18, and the Naked costs €14. So let's have a look at the notebooks in detail, and I'll start with that Holy Golden here. I mean, it is, as the Naked, a really nice flat notebook. It is minimalist, and you can see the design aspect of it. Very elegant notebook. It's Burgundy red, has, as said, the Mishmash logo embossed on it. That's basically it. Otherwise, it has just this structured, and I'll show you the paper structure here, this structured cover here. Same on the back side, also that structured cover. And then when you open it, you have 128 pages of slightly yellowish paper. And I'll compare the paper with the paper of the Naked one in a bit, which is white. What's really nice about those notebooks is that sort of like side binding or side stitching that they have. First of all, it looks pretty handcrafted. I'm not sure actually if it is handcrafted, but it sort of like looks handcrafted. I find that is really, really nice. And a huge advantage of that is that it will make the notebook lay completely flat on the desk. So if I open the notebook and flip through the pages, you can see that if I just give them a tiny stroke like that, the notebook really lays completely flat on my desk. So there's no problem with having sort of a thing coming up here in the middle. You really have that notebook laying here on the desk, totally flat. The paper itself, as you can see here, also is slightly structured. And when I saw that first, I thought to myself, oh my, if that is so good for fountain pens or other pens like a Pelikan Inky maybe or something like that, because normally smoother paper is supposed to be a little bit better. Now this paper here has, as you can see, a slight structure. If I compare that with a regular spiral bound notebook that I have here, you see the paper is really, really smooth. There's no structure on it whatsoever. So this is really nice for fountain pens and stuff like that. But when I saw that structured paper here, I was like, I'm not sure if that is so good. But actually, and I'm not going to do a writing sample here. That will take too much time. I did writing samples at the back of each notebook on a page. And I actually have to say that I was quite pleasantly surprised how the notebook took different pens. So I'll show you a close-up in a bit. I did the same writing samples on both notebooks. I used a couple of highlighters in different colors, and then I used different pens. And I have to say that most of the pens actually work very, very well on the notebook. Like, you don't see any feathering or bleeding whatsoever. So you see the markers here. very nice. The Stabilo pen 68. Oh, that's actually the 88. That's not a 68. That here is the 88. That's the 68. That's the 88. Mistake here. Taken very well. A Faber-Castell Broad pen. Very nice. The Pelikan Inky. No problem. A ballpoint, of course, also fine. You see like it presses in a little bit. Like the paper is pretty soft. I don't know if you can see the indentation. This is a Blackwing 02602 pencil, a Pentel Energel, then you have a Pentel color brush that I've recently reviewed. I'll show you the bleed through and shadowing in a bit. So now that is a little bit a nasty one, of course, because that is a pretty wet markerish color. And then you have a couple of fountain pens here. This is a Waterman Expert that feathered a tiny wee little bit, but really not a lot for a paper with such structure. With Waterman Blue here and some patches. Then I have a Twisby Echo with Faber-Castell Hazelnut Brown, also taken quite alright. Alami Safari Fine with Diamond Gray, that looks pretty good to me. And a Platinum Century broad nib with Diamond Mediterranean Blue, some slight feathering here, but actually not too bad. So, when it comes to paper performance, it's actually alright. Now, the flip side of the coin is what you will see when I flip the page. And that is the quite a lot of shadowing actually, and of course bleeding with those Pentel color brush, and then some bleeding with some of the fountain pens. Actually not with all of the fountain pens, so it's actually, I wouldn't say that the performance of the paper is actually not bad. It's quite alright when it comes to bleeding. I mean, you can use all the regular pens, of course, but what I find, you see the ballpoint pressing through here quite heavily. What I find too much, honestly, for my liking, is the shadowing. The shadowing is really considerable, especially on that one here, the golden, the holy golden. It's a bit better on the other notebook. I'll show that to you in a minute. But for my liking, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot on that paper here. I mean, I find that page, it's not unusable, but for my liking, and now this is a personal preference for my liking, I would only use one page of the notebook, but then again, the notebook costs €18, and I would like to use both of those 128, both sides of those 128 pages. So I'm not really sure. It's actually up to you. I would only use one page probably in that notebook here, because I find that shadowing here quite heavy. So let's have a look at the Naked. That again is available also as in a pocket size. 11 times 15 centimeters, and in different colors. Also has that structured cover here. Also does have the same side stitched binding. Also looks handmade, very nice. Also opens and lays very flat on the table, and you can already see the difference in paper color here. The holy golden that has this golden borders here that actually look really nice, I have to say. Has creamish ivory colored paper, and the Naked has really white paper, and I can compare that again maybe to a regular spiral bound notebook, so you see the difference in paper color. And so since this notebook here is otherwise pretty much the same, also opens nice and flat, lays super flat on the desk, really nice, I'll just jump into the writing sample straight away, and I've done the same here. You see the 0.88 here, I wrote it rightly. So you also see the paper also slightly structured as with the other notebook. However, it has a little bit less structure. I think it's a slightly different paper. I'm actually not entirely sure. Yeah, you can also see some structure here. Anyway, I can already say this paper here takes the pens quite a lot better. Let's go through the pens quick. Also, all those pens, 0.88, broad pen taken fairly nicely, Pelikan Inky alright, the ballpoint alright, the Blackwing alright, the Energel good. Even those marker pens on that side, on the front side, really nice. And the fountain pens, the Waterman, some little feathering here with Waterman Blue. The Twisby Echo, quite alright, like not even quite alright, like really good. The Lamy Safari with diamond gray, excellent, nothing to complain here. Some slight feathering here where you have a lot of ink. You have some feathering, but not so much with the patches actually, or the color swaps, the ink swaps, and the platinum century with diamond Mediterranean blue, also alright. And when we turn the page, we also see the pretty much the same picture, and here we have a comparison shot, like with the golden, the Holy Golden notebook. There's also some bleeding, especially there where with the fountain pens where the ink pools, and you have the same picture here. It's always where the ink pools. That's where you have where you have the bleeding or the bleed through. Quite much less bleed through if you compare the color brush, and to my eyes, there's also considerably less shadowing on that white paper here. So I could really see myself writing on the backside of that paper. So I find the paper of the Naked quite a lot better than the paper of the Holy Golden. Otherwise, they are both really, really nice notebooks. The only thing that I have to say is that they're probably not the most sturdy ones. So I think if you carry them in your bag or in a backpack or something like that now, because they don't have a hard cover, it's a soft cover, and it's also only paper, carton, you have to be, and then the white one most likely will get a bit dirty. You have to be a little bit more careful when transporting them. But having that said, when you're a little bit careful with transporting them, or you transport them in a cover or something like that, or you use them as desk notebooks, I find those to be really nice notebooks for 14 and 18 euro. 18 euro is most likely owed to this golden border, which of course is some extra effort. That one here is 4 euro cheaper, has a white border, 14 euro. I find the price is quite all right for the design that you get. The only thing that you have to take into consideration is the paper, that I find to be better here than there, because of course there is considerably less shadowing. So that's pretty much all there's to it with those Mishmash notebooks here. You can check their website, mishmash.pt for Portugal. I hope that review was useful for you, and I'll see you at the next review. Bye bye.